Divine love passes understanding. Undoubtedly, the reason that humankind does not totally accept the way back to the Father, made perfect through the Christ, is that so great a love as the Father showed forth for his children passes understanding. God, the Father, the first cause, in the manifestations of self brought the world, as we observe it about us, into being through love. He gave to us, his creation, the ability to become one with him. This way was shown through the Christ, the mediator with the Father. Hence we realize that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that we through him might have life. God more abundant. Ye that have known me knoweth my Father also. For I am in him, and ye in me. May know that love that make the life burn as an ember in a darkened and unregenerated world. For unto me must come all that would find the way. I am the way. Ye are my brethren. Ye have been begotten in the flesh through the love made manifest in the earth. Then, in the spirit and in the mind that hast brought thee to that understanding and consciousness of his love made manifest, abide ye day by day. May we assume that the term entangle means a soul's participation and immersion in a form or system of creative expression, which was not necessarily intended for such participation and immersion as the earth. To be sure, there are those consciousnesses or awarenesses that have not participated in nor been a part of Earth's physical consciousness. As the angels, the archangels, the masters to whom there has been attainment, and to those influences that have prepared the way. Remember, as given, the earth is that speck, that part of creation where souls projected themselves into matter and thus brought that conscious awareness of themselves, entertaining the ability of creating without those forces of the spirit of truth. Hence that which has been indicated. That serpent, that Satan, that power manifested by entities that created as the cooperative influence through will separated themselves. As this came about, it was necessary for their own awareness in the spheres of activity. Thus realms of systems came into being. As vast as the power of thought in attempting to understand infinity or to comprehend that there is no space or time. Yet time and space, in patience, you may comprehend. In systems where conditions for expression parallel those in the solar system. Is entanglement a parallel experience to entanglement in this system, so that a soul is apt only to become immersed in one of these systems and after working out of it, be immune to the attractions of others? No. No two leaves of a tree are the same. No two blades of grass are the same. No two systems have the same awareness, neither are they parallel. There are those awarenesses that are relative relationships, yes. But hast thou conceived? Or canst thou conceive? The requirements of the influence to meet all the idiosyncrasies of a single soul? How many systems would it require? In thyself we find oft one friend for this, another for that, another for this relationship, another for the prop, another to arouse. Yet all are the work of his hand, are thine to possess, thine to use. As one with him. Can you describe, by similes or comparison, what it is in other systems which attracts the souls? Take what has just been given. That there are conditions that may meet every idiosyncrasy of the individual soul. Then consider the millions and how much is required of thee. There are centers through which those of one solar system may pass to another, as we have indicated in information for individuals. There are also those experiences in which individual souls may seek a change. As he gave, as the tree falls so does it lie. This is not only material, it is also mental and spiritual. Is God's hand short? that there would not be all that each soul would require? For it is not by the will of God that any soul perishes, but with every temptation, with every trial there is prepared the way of escape. God, the Father, then, is the Creator, the beginning and the end. In Him is the understanding, by and through those influences that have taken form in universes to meet the needs of each soul, that we might find our way to Him. In the normal sleep, the whole condition is viewed as a normal condition, yet there is the ever-present evidence, by the rise and the fall of the respiratory system, that the heart or life act, or engine of that physical body, is still alive, awake to the conditions, yet the normal, or the consciousness of the earthly plane, is not present. Then, we find there remains that spark called life, that breath of life breathed into the being that became the living soul. Then in this inanimate object that looks so lifelike, this then is lacking. To whence has it taken its abode, whence has it gone, remaining ever unto that plane to which it has attained in that existence in the earth's plane, modified by those various conditions that change in the various elements, for this may be reasoned as in and from a physical viewpoint. Before that we find that the entity was in the beginning, when the sons of God came together to announce to matter a way being opened for the souls of men, the souls of God's creation, to come again to the awareness of their error. The entity then, as indicated from those experiences, was among those announcing same. Hence as the music of the spheres, in the voice of nature itself, we find that expression. In the laughter of the entity, in the sound of its voice, in the look of its eye, in the movement of its body, in the patter of its feet. Giving expression in a manner that brings to the minds and consciousnesses of those who seek to know God and God's ways with the children of men, a manifestation, an expression of same. Then, to those who would hearken, give ye, each one, thanks and praise to thy Maker, through the Christ, the Lord, that ye have been counted worthy to come into the presence of one so endeared to the heart of God, as to have given into thy keeping such a messenger, such a way of manifesting his love in the earth. Hearken to those voices that will again and again proclaim through the entity the ideals of the Lord. Curtail off those inclinations to seek information concerning those things that would bring or create strife in any section, in any land. Love. Love. As manifested in hope, faith, charity, kindness, patience. These be the fruit of the Spirit of God. As these individuals are depending entirely upon the income received from the readings which are given, and which is not of sufficient amount for their sustenance and the further support of the work, you will give explicit information and suggestions as to how a sufficient amount may be obtained. When there is credence given in the heart, mind, soul and body of those depending upon the forces of such manifest conditions, then there is sufficient of the earthly needs supplied through those sources, and he that having put his hand to the plow and turns back is worse than the infidel. In the present conditions there needs be a more thorough understanding from and to all those who have already given credence to the benefits that are, have been and may be received through such work. And that the work is depending upon the support of same through the goodness, the consciousness, the ever-willing soul, spirit, physical force that will supply those needs necessary to care for those giving of their selves. For the Lord has said, the gold and silver is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills, and he that abideth in me shall ask and receive, and sufficient unto the day are the needs thereof. Consider the lilies. How they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin, yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed as one of these. When thou doest a work that guides the creatures of his making more closely to him, thou only hast to ask and thou wilt receive. Be not dismayed. Be not afraid, for whatsoever a man soweth that shall he also reap. Be up and doing with a heart that fainteth not, for I am the way, the truth and the light. No man cometh unto the Father but by me, and whatsoever thou askest in my name, that will the Father give unto thee. Turn those abilities into love. For upon that sign of love, on the opposite side is written hate. Turn the sign over. Love thy neighbor as thyself. For it is the great commandment which was given by him, who would give himself a ransom for all. A new commandment. Love one another, even as I have loved you. Though others may hate, though others may speak unkindly, love thou thy neighbor.